academics and scholarship has proven that this council of 9 saints, which changes after one saint passes, then another one comes, takes the place, that they were selected by Sultan Mehmed Fatih Khan, the conqueror of Istanbul, in the 1400s, and collected people from Samarkand, he collected people from Iraq, he collected people, not only scholars, but they also aliens in their own right, and he sent them there. Which is why the Islam that is sent to Indonesia, that what we call the Nusantara, the Malay archipelago, it came with tasawwuf, it came with Sufism. They're trying to teach us different in the history books to say Islam was spread by traders. They're trying to put the idea Muslims are very business-minded, money-minded, and they just happen to trade and spread Islam. It's not like that. There are even Sahabis, Sahabat Nabi, that is buried in Indonesia, in Malaysia, and in China at that time. Otherwise, it's impossible for Islam to spread.
Yeah.
So of course, the head, as it is known, the Wali Sono, Sayyidina Ibrahim, Samarkand, that is his title. That he married the princess of Cambodia. Cambodia, it was supposed to be Muslim, but it didn't happen that way. As Allah wills, it took his offspring, then he went to the island of Java and started spreading. We didn't even enter into the South Indian of Damai. Whatever happened then. So there are differences in practices. But majority, the whole area is Shafi. Majority. And I was raised a Shafi, but when I took bayat with my Shaykh, took his bayat from Sultan al-Awliya, Shaykh Maulana Nazim, they are Hanafi mazhab. So now I go according to the Hanafi mazhab of Imam al-Azam, Imam Abu Hanifa. But there are certain things that I'm still mixing up a little bit also with Shafi mazhab. It's okay. This is our tradition. So, what I'm trying to explain to him, majority of everyone here, the background is actually Malay or Sumatra. We're not Javanese. Very different quality, very different people. Inshallah, we'll see. I plan to go back there this year. What ziyarah? Makkah, Wali Sono juga. Inshallah.
It's big.
Of course, I'm not dismissing what the Muslims from Hadramaut brought. Of course not. Everybody knows the influence of the Ba'alawi, and every royal family that is in Malay archipelago, whether it's Indonesia or Brunei, they're all connected to the Ba'alawi family, definitely. But so many things that are also cultural in Indonesia, it is also filtered through the lens of Islam, through the 9 saints, through the Wali Sono. That today people say that this is distinct from Indonesia, but it's actually the shadow puppets. The shadow puppets. That was Akil Sunan Kalijogo who adapted it. The storylines is still from Hindu tradition, it's still from the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. But this is the genius of Indonesia also. They make everything to become Muslim. So, although they tell stories from the Hindu epics, but they make it to become Islamic. I remember particularly one story where Hanuman was sent to take Sita Devi. You see, they teach us all these things, you know. And he met that ogre, Ravana. And you know what he said? He said, "Didn't you swear in front of Nabi Adam to this, that you are not going to cause any damage, any confusion. So they make it to become Muslim like that. But there are so many secrets also. With the shadow puppets, for instance, is teaching Islam, is teaching Tasawwuf. And it is very rich in that tradition. Showing ultimately the Dalam, the shadow puppeteer, sitting, is the one that is giving people the idea that there is one Allah. This is the world of shadows. Alamaya, the world of shadows. We don't really exist. But it is Allah who made us to exist. Sitting behind, one person controlling the orchestra, having different voices, with the stories, with everything. From Maghrib time all the way up to Fajr. It's performed. So it's... I remember one story, what the Wali Sonno did to attract people to come into Islam. And they're using shadow puppetry, wayang kulit. And they said, everyone at that time, they were Hindu Buddhists. The biggest Buddhist complex is found in Jakarta, Borobudur. And they said, come, everybody come to watch this. But before you can watch this, just bathe in this pond, in this river. The meaning of that is what? Ghusl. To make the ghusl. Then come and go through the gates of Gapura, from Ghafar, to be forgiven. They say just some one word, Kalima Sodo, Kalima Shahada. And then they say, now watch. They didn't force, they didn't do it. They just let the people slowly to warm their hearts to Islam and organically integrate it into their lives. Even the story of in the Mahabharata, the 5 brothers, Pandavas, they put Islamic understanding in that too. They said the 5 brothers, they represent the 5 pillars of Islam. Right? And they say the oldest one, and this is not in the Hindu text, but they just make it be. The oldest one, Yudhishthira, they said he survived, he didn't die, because somebody gave him an amulet to wear, and it's called the Kalima Sodo. And it's in a strange language, he didn't know what it was. And he will never die until somebody gave him it. So thousands of years passed. He was walking in the forest, he saw one man wearing a white turban, white jubba, shining with light. And the man looked and said, repeat after me, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. And he repeated it, he became Muslim, and he passed it down. So this is the genius of the people in Java too. They take everything and they become Muslim. Completely different from the people in Sumatra. I mean, I come from Sumatra. My grandmother comes from the different people. The Buddhist people, they are noted to be very fierce. They are great sailors, seafarers. Yeah. And in fact, my grandmother, she came, and her brother, we came to Singapore because there was they were rulers and they were fighting. They cut everything off the ship. So it is interesting to understand how, with the wisdom of the old people, how Islam was spread. This is important. It's not just interesting, it is also important. Because if we are trying to understand now to bring the light of the Prophet ﷺ to where we are here, it is important to understand the people. During the Ottoman times, to be an imam of a Jamada, of a masjid, not just you have to go to the madrasa, just in terms of language alone, you have to speak at least 5 languages, at least 5. What is the language? Not only you have to know Arabic and Persian, Farsi. You are living in the Ottoman lands. Who else is there? The Greeks are there. You have to know Greek. You have to know Latin. You have to know at least one Slavic language. Not only the languages that you have to learn, but you have to learn philosophy. And you have to learn the sciences, you have to learn the history. And if they send someone, an alim, to a different country to spread, to become a mubali, to spread Islam, they said that one that we've been sending to, you have to know their language. So if they send, for example, one to Indonesia, that mubali, that area, that scholar has to understand and speak either Malay or Javanese. He has to understand and study their history, their literature, their philosophy, so that when he goes, he speaks the language of them, both literally and also figuratively. He knows. He's not coming just to impose and say, this halal, haram. Same thing with Africans. Otherwise, it is not only against Islam to force anyone to become. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying there is no compulsion in religion. But even if you force, how long is that going to last? If it's against the will of a people, maybe one generation, third generation, they say, forget about this. This is not our reality. If we are to believe what is written in the books that they say Islam is spread by the sword. So, it's very interesting. I'm just bringing this up because it's been a long time since I sat down with my brothers from Jamada also. I'm stuck there, upstate mountains. But alhamdulillah, shukr. May Allah bless the food that we ate. To grant us more iman, more faith. May Allah bless all those ones who prepared the food, who cooked the food, who transported it, who produced it, for them and their families, those who are present and those who have passed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us and bless us, inshallah. And for the whole ummah. Wa min Allah tawfiq al-Fatiha.
Afiyet olsun. Afiyet olsun.